Mr. Kale Production.
Boom.
Vultures circling above, they all in a piece.
Let's go.
Even know my name. Won't get even the swipe for the train. Cloudy.
Shit is fire.
To get right for the plane. Customs.
You would think it would get old. It does not get old. Does not get old. We out here, son. We out here. We out here. Today has been a day. So let me just jump right in. I've been up since 12 a.m. It right now is 10:19. So I've already been up, and I have a whole day left. If we're going to jump right into the hardcore stuff, there's a few things going on with me. I am a dry drunk. And 2, I am hypomanic. And you hear me, I advocate for mental health recovery and drug addiction and alcoholism. I talk a lot about it, speak a lot about it, excuse me. And, whoa, lost me. Okay, there we go. And I speak pretty honestly about it, which even sharing this right now is going to be weird and intense, but fuck it. It's like I'm viewing it through this lens right now. So let me just send it, man. So in regards to being a dry drunk, there's a few things that are well, staying sober in the spaces that I stay sober. There's theory that if you're doing 3 things, if not 3 things, but if you're doing the last 3 steps, if you're taking inventory, it means taking responsibility for things and clearing up things, continuing to pray and meditate, and helping other alcoholics, you should stay sober and feel fine. And in a perfect world, you do that perfectly all the time. But that is not the case. You don't do it perfectly all the time. You go through phases where you're not doing enough. You go through phases where you're doing it all. And right now I'm going through a phase where I'm doing all those things, but I'm just not doing them honestly. I know exactly what I'm doing. I have resentments, dog. I'm so mad at Benny. I don't know why. I know why, but I should just not be mad at him. But we're working on it. I just got things I'm angry about. And I'm not ready to clean them up. So now they're permeating my other pieces of my life. But see, I think there's this subconscious thing that's happening with all of us, where we all have these resentments towards our parents, towards our work, towards our partners, towards our kids. We all have these resentments because that's not unique to me. Like, that's superhuman, just to take on baggage from each other as people, especially if you're in long-term relationships and with your parents. And once you have those resentments, you're then now viewing the world through that resentful lens, which makes it so situations don't go the way you'd like them to go, or situations don't go the way you're proud of. There's arguments, there's attitudes, and that happens normally with everybody. But for the alcoholic, they say anger is the dubious luxury of normal men. So I don't have the luxury of being angry at people for long periods of time. But I am working with some alcohol. I'm working with addicts right now. One of my best friends, he's finally getting this. 2 of my best friends are really getting this now. Super proud of them both. Man, it's like I was talking to some friends from home, and it's like my whole neighborhood's sober, getting sober. And like the fact of the matter is, either you're getting sober or you're dying at this age. Being a drug addict's not cute when you're 30. It's all fun and games when you're 17, like, I don't give a fuck, or street life, or whatever the fuck you think you're doing. That's a green tea latte that's way too good. It shouldn't be that good. Hold on, one more. Slurping. That shouldn't be that good, but it's very good. So, not healthy. Definitely not healthy. But, yeah. So I'm helping other people. I think doing this podcast and having these conversations here. I think that's being of service as well. I don't get paid for this. I'm doing it. I'm not doing it for clout. I'm doing it because I created a space to have conversations, and I get to put it out loud and have a long conversation for an hour plus with people and talk things through, So I think I'm helping people, I'm not money hungry. I'm not greedy, I pray and meditate, but sometimes I phone these meditations in. Let me not lie one time. Sometimes I phone a meditation in. Sometimes I just get through it. Sometimes I just go right to sleep. How about that? What's good? Can we be honest about meditation, bro? Sometimes you just go to sleep. Sometimes it's just a nap, But that's okay. You got to be okay with that too. Because when there's like a very specific like threshold, like 20 minutes, around 20 minutes, like for me, I have like vivid visual experiences where I see shit and I'm like existing within like a dream state. So I'm not sleeping, definitely not sleeping. Definitely not. I would know, because then when I am sleeping, I know. Because then it's like, then you wake up and it's been 2 hours later and you're like, whoa, where did the world go? You come back in real life. So most times that's really what happens. It's like 20 minutes of zone, like getting in the zone, 15 minutes of like functioning within a zone, and then asleep for 10, Then I wake up like, oh shit. Super relaxed. No matter how much anxiety I have, I always end up better. But I've been phoning them in, doggy. Sometimes you don't do it. You don't put as much effort in. You just go to sleep. So, I want to be critical of myself. There's definitely work to be done there. But really what I think it is being mad at stuff and being stressed by things. But there's a few things that have been, social media, it's influence. Okay. My relationship to social media is very interesting to me. No, maybe not to you, but to me, because I think I promote a quality message. I think it's very honest. I think my content is aesthetically pleasing. Now that we have these videos going up, these clips are going up and going well. And if I don't get the response that I need or that I would like on social media, I usually do not take that personal. When I say usually, I mean 9 times out of 10, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, if you like it, if you like doing it and you think it's the right thing to do, then do it. Whether one person hears it or a million people hear it. If you're not doing it, if you're gonna stop doing it because you're not getting the validation you want, then you shouldn't be fucking doing it. So part of me 9 times out of 10 feels that way. But because I'm this grumpy dude, and because this like seeing the phases of this movement, I'm just seeing stuff and getting annoyed. I'm just getting annoyed. I'm just getting annoyed. And I feel bad about it, But I think something that we're not discussing out loud is working through a movement, because it's not just, there's so many pieces to this that I say so many times. I've said that so many times over the past couple weeks that there's like pieces. Let's break down some pieces. There's, of course, the specific timeline, right? Like slavery until now and all of the things affected. Black codes, Jim Crow, civil rights, and all the civil rights era and segregation, all that stuff, lynchings and all that. That's a good piece. Then we go right into mass incarceration, crack epidemic, right into mass incarceration again, tough on crime policy in the 90s. And we look, and here we are today, and that trend has kind of continued, and it's become a little bit more passive. I'm not saying things are it's so much better, but it's more passive. So that's why there's so many people who will still argue and say this is not a real thing, because it's passive. And then that goes to another piece. There's a piece of this where people who are passively racist, that we have to swallow it. Now is a time where you should feel empowered and be like, hey, that's racist. But then some people, they truly don't think that it's racist because they're not racist maliciously. They're just ignorant. There's a lot of those people who are like, I just didn't even know. And that goes when we talk about the system and like the energy. When we talk about that, like all my white friends knew, everybody knew. We weren't, but only now have people, created some sort of sense of guilt because this is not like this just happened, right? Like this history has been here. So there's that layer. Okay. That's another layer. And then there's the systemic and, judicial, prejudice and racism, where the system is built on the backs of Black bodies from our inception in this country. It's just been built on that. And there's remnants, firm remnants of that within our system. Our system is continually built off of that. Then there's economic, redlining and the destruction of Black communities that had wealth. Now looking at Black neighborhoods that are dealing with decades of lack of resources, lack of education. And now you say, okay, look at Chicago. What about Chicago? This is remnants of economic, the economic strangling of this system. And I'm not going to blanket entirely, but when you have those neighborhoods that weren't allowed to thrive, you end up with high crime areas. That's another layer. Let's go even deeper. Then it goes to the depiction of Black people, what I was taught about myself and what other Black people were taught about. I know I have a homegirl. She's just DM'd me. I know she and I and another homegirl, we were so tormented by all races about what we were supposed to be as Black people. So then we have that, which we taught ourselves, oh shit, we're not done, bruh. Another layer. We have the educational system leaning on that. The prior point, the educational system, what we're taught, the white faces of Egyptian people that we were taught. And then we're taught of, slavery, and then everything's back to normal. There was miseducation. Yo, this shit is deep. This shit is deep, son. So I'm navigating that. And that's why I'm having conversations with so many different people, because there's so many different layers, man. And that's why I tell people it's such a nuanced, there's brushstrokes. There's pieces that are, I probably missed some pieces. I'm an idiot. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And we can go even further on that. I'm just thinking of more stuff. Man. It's wild shit. But that's why, for me, is the oppressor going to stop oppressing us and save us? No. Fuck. I was like that, to me, that's foolish. To me. That doesn't mean we fight for things. So we fight for things, we get the things that we need, right? So right now, I don't give a fuck what anybody says, whether they want it or not. Progress is about to happen. It's about to happen. The woke pendulum and the acceptance pendulum is about to swing to the left. Badass. And then it'll settle, hopefully center left. And then people who are more centrist, maybe they'll lean a little bit more left. Maybe they'll get a little more woke. Maybe there'll be some consciousness, and we'll all be more accepting. Trans rights, other LGBT rights, Latino rights, Black rights, everybody, we're empowered. And it's a little better for all of us. I forgot my point. It's been up since 12 a.m. Oh, yeah. I talked about being hypomanic. So between being a dry drunk and then every couple months, I go through phases of just hyperactivity. And think it's triggered by external stimuli as well. And I've been in this experience since I was 15. So I think I spent a lot of time really analyzing it talking about it, acknowledging it. And part of it, there's to the extent where there's been times where there's nothing I can do, and just like hold everybody who's around me, hold on to your seats because Eric's about to go wild. But it's not like that anymore. So I want to let people know, if you struggle with any mental health challenges, it does get better. It does get better. Just gotta take the time, because it's been for me 15 years of recovery, and 6 years of serious recovery, where I really was patient, took the time to do it. But yeah, it's challenging. What I used to do is spend a ton of money, have sex with a ton of people, talk really fast. It was crazy, make deals with myself, convince myself of things. Real mental illness, legit. If I wasn't sober, I'd be a homeless person. I'd be on the street. And that's why I'm so proud of doing these things that I do. I'm proud of my coaching business. I'm proud of my podcast. I'm proud of my book. I'm proud of being a father, because without being sober, I don't have any of those things. None of them. And I guarantee you, because that's where I was before I got sober. I had nothing. Came out to California with a duffel bag. 160 pounds. 6'3", 160 pounds with a duffel bag. And a book bag filled with syringe tops and Xanax falling out of the back. That's why I came here. And look at this. Look what it is. It's just 6.5 years. Look at this shit. Hard in the paint, dog. You want hope, baby? We got hope, doggy. Yo, that shit gets me excited. When I meet new people who get sober, I'm like, yo, this shit is about to be lit, son. Like, it gets so good. You do things you can never imagine doing. I couldn't even read out loud. I still have a hard time, but I could barely read when I got here. My brain was so fried. So fried. I couldn't speak. I had to wear sunglasses because I couldn't look you in the eye. For a long time, a friend of mine in rehab was like, are you ever going to take those off? And I was like, I can't take them off. I don't want people to see my face. And now what do? I'm sharing myself. Man, shit is tight, son. I gained 100 pounds since I've been sober. I'm 260 right now. Gained 100 pounds. And that's why I talk about you could have whatever body you want. If in fitness, is like, if you put the work in, fitness is personal development. You do the next indicated step, you eat right, you put work in, and you change. It's perfect. It's perfect personal development. It's very straightforward. And just like life, if there's issues in the breakthrough, reassess, reevaluate, tighten up, and keep it moving. That's why coaches are awesome. That's why I do what I do. It's not linear. And no healing is linear. None of it is. Oh, we getting going right now. It always takes me about 20 minutes. It always has since we started the podcast. But yeah, hypomania. So what that looks like right now, I'm not spending any money, but like I've been up since 12. I've cleaned my house and then wrecked my house. Took a shower, shaved my face, drank a shit ton of coffee, tried to lay back down, listen to a few podcasts, put gym clothes on because I went to the gym at 5 a.m., right when the gym opened, worked out at 5 a.m., came home, took a shower, and then by 7:30, my day started, like, legitimately. That I was recording content, and now I'm in the studio right now. It's fucking insane. But the reason that's going on, when I say it's triggered by external stimuli, on Saturday, when I had my partner and my kids in my bed, I slept 11 hours straight, just because they were up late. I went to bed at 9 and woke up fucking whatever 11 hours is later, and was able to sleep through the night restfully. Wake up, and when I'm there, I can wake up when I want to. I just have a very peaceful rest. I feel like the people who I need to be protecting and who I need near me are safe and near me. And then when I'm in San Diego, I feel lost without them. I feel lost. I can't sleep. I don't know what the solution is to that. I got to practice. I guess we're continuing to work on it. But by Wednesday, I'm going to be exhausted because I'm not going to sleep tonight either. So by the time I go to sleep for Wednesday, I'm going to sleep hella hours. This is what's going to happen. Yeah, man. Life is complicated. We got so much going on in the world. It's all layers. It's all layers, you know. But if when people hear this stuff, they may have a hard time having this resonate. This may be challenging for people to be like, put yourself in those shoes. Like, first of all, like, I don't have mania. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not I'm not a black person. There's all kinds of ways you can find that we are different. But personal growing is growing. You're just seeing my drastic situation. If I can do it, you can do it. And I think that's the hope of every inspirational person. David Goggins, Gary Vee, you know, every coach I know, it's like, if I could transform, you can transform. Every big booty coach, every shredded coach, they're betting on the fact that, look, you want a body like this? Here's what I have done, and I will coach you through it. That's what we're all doing. So when you hear my story, don't say, oh, that's drastic. Feel like, yo, this motherfucker. And people from home are like, Eric did it because he was bad, bro. I was probably, me and another homeboy who's just trying to get sober now, we were bad, dog. And then having the mental health issues along with addiction, my behavior was insane. My behavior, it wasn't just I was on drugs. My behavior was insane. I haven't gotten over it yet. I wish I could. I feel like such a loser being worried about how I was as a teenager, but it just bums me out, man. Bums me out. But I made amends to a lot of people. Time to move on. But yeah, so I'm a dry drunk, not taking care of myself in that regard, getting angry at people, yelling, phoning in my meditations, not doing the best I can do there, navigating this civil rights movement that's happening. My brother told me I don't have to have the answers. Thank you for telling me that, because I try to. I'm like, trying to navigate it, man. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, so a lot of people are, you know? A lot of people are. And there's so many pieces. So it's like, you're not going to fucking figure it out, bro. You're not going to figure it out. And it's not my job to. It's not my job to. Shouldn't be my job to. I'm just trying to be a person, you know? Trying to be a person. So, you know, navigating that. You know, restless, irritable, and discontented. Discontented, restless. Yeah, I guess discontented. You know, but restless, not being able to sleep last night. Irritated, looking at social media, getting annoyed. Discontented, things are not the way I want them to be. I'm all those things right now. Dang. Dang, fool. Dang. And then I'm mad at his shit, so we out here, son. We out here not doing our best. We out here not doing our best, bruh. We out here struggling, son. It's fine. It's fine, man. Break up the stress of everything going on and hearing me not do good. Hear about me not doing good. What the fuck? What language was it? Hear me not do good. The fuck? But I think I'm gonna wrap it up already. That's probably 20 minutes. We keep it light today. No need to make shit up. But I'm gonna plug my social media, Eric_Big Mood Coach on Instagram. The website is bigmoodcoach.com. We have some cool shit coming on there. Y'all don't even know I'm a goddamn professional, son. A friend of mine just sent me a picture of my book. She's opening my book, getting ready to change some behaviors. Shout out to Think Fit, 7 Steps of Setting Intention for Your Health, Wellness, and Mindset. That's on Amazon. We out here, son. Let's wrap it up. Peace.
Vultures circling above, they're all in a piece, but they don't even know my name. Won't get even to swipe for the train. Cloudy, ride to the airport, gotta get right for the plane. Custom, smell like kush. Wife in your hand in a tish. Yes, I ain't got no shame. Some line to shine. With a broke if you got no game. Waking up next to a scat. Can't go home to a dame. Nah, tell them sell to the same. Really though, who can they blame? I don't blame them either. They just wanna play the game and they're eager still. I don't wanna know you. I'm busy, you don't even know thyself.